Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your latest football transfer news as Chelsea and Liverpool make moves again. They're in talks for more signings. Will it be their fourth signing each? It's still June. Are we starting to see a different Premier League? Are we going to see a different Premier League next year? Are we seeing Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, early activators in the transfer window, stretching away from everybody else? They finished top four last year, and they're the only clubs really doing business, and they're doing a lot of business, whilst everybody else seems to be waiting. Are we going to see those four miles ahead of everybody else in the Premier League next season? Let me know your thoughts on that. But we're going to start off, well, we'll just say Chelsea have got a here we go on Gittins from Dortmund, and they're about to hijack a deal for Pedro of Brighton. He was meant to be going to Newcastle. That could impact Liverpool and Isak, to be fair. But we'll start off with Liverpool. Lots and lots of reports in the last few hours, last 24 hours to be fair, about talks with Crystal Palace for Guehi. This will not come as a surprise to many. We've mentioned it a couple of times over the last week or two. Kwanzaa going to Leverkusen, Liverpool doing quick business, Frimpong, Kerkez, Wirtz already here. We know they want a forward. We'll talk about Isak in a moment, but Guehi logically is the player that Liverpool want. It's been well touted. I'm not sure what the price will be, but expect this deal to get done quickly. Guehi last season very nearly went to Newcastle. They got outpriced. They would have been interested again, but Liverpool are obviously going to be a priority. Palace will want to get this deal done quickly so that they can get that money in. Diamonde of Sporting, which I think would be a good signing for them. So logically, there's no reason why this deal won't happen very, very quickly. And as we know with Liverpool, they want their players in swiftly for the start of pre-season, which is not that far away now. So what are your thoughts, Liverpool fans? What are your thoughts, other fans? I saw something from Stan Collymore saying that that Guehi's not good enough and they should go for somebody else. Look, he's an England starter. He's Premier League proven. I think this is the step up that you want to make. In many ways, it's very similar from Mbeumo going to Man United or Declan Rice going to Arsenal. Like, it's that step up from the West Hams, the Brentfords to the bigger club. And Palace to Liverpool seems like a logical move. Whether he'll be a starter or not, that's going to be the challenge. And if he's a starter for Liverpool, then he's definitely good enough. But what are your thoughts on that? Obviously, this sort of segues into Isak and Joao Pedro and Newcastle. So Liverpool want Isak. It's probably not going to happen, and there's probably not many Liverpool fans out there or any other fans that think it will happen. Liverpool would like it to happen, and you've got a dream, of course. They might have the money to do the deal. But from a Newcastle point of view, they don't need to do it. And from a Newcastle point of view, they're probably looking at Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool and thinking, we sort of want to be in that argument and we're not doing anything in this window. They went for Mbeumo, they got rejected. They went for Elanga, they've got rejected. They're now going for Pedro of Brighton and they're going to get rejected. They've had 2 bids rejected by Brighton. Chelsea have now swooped in. This is just welcome to the world of Premier League transfers. Chelsea have always been ridiculously quick. They've always had a reputation of swooping in and stealing deals. They've done that for years. And I think Newcastle just have to resign themselves to the fact they're not getting Joao Pedro. Chelsea have got a very good history with Brighton. Numerous players, Cucurella, Casido, numerous players, there's probably more, who've gone from Brighton to Chelsea. And this is... It's almost starting to become what Southampton were to Liverpool all those years ago, the feeder club. Chelsea will get this deal done. I expect this to be done in the next 24 hours, to be honest with you. I think Joao Pedro is a very interesting signing. I can see why Newcastle would have been looking at him. It's the sort of player that you want at Newcastle. And I do feel sorry for Newcastle because I think Mbeumo would have been perfect for their system. I understand why they're going for Elanga. I understand why they're going for Joao Pedro. But they're now seeing the challenge as well of getting these players when it's such a competitive Premier League. And I mean, Chelsea are just stacking them up, aren't they? As I said, they had the here we go last night for Dortmund's Gittins. I thought they had about 1 million wingers, but I don't think they actually do. I think they've got Neto, who I think is a really good winger, Madueke. Obviously, Sancho's gone. Mudrik's going to get banned. So you've got Neto, Madueke, Esteval's coming in from Palmeiras. He looks good. They're going to bring Gittins in. 4 very good wingers there, by the way. Then they've got Delap. You bring Joao Pedro in. My only question about Chelsea is here, and I want to go back to Isak in a moment, but it just popped into my head. Do you agree with the Chelsea transfer policy? It seems to me, if you're not 23 or under, you're not coming in. And I was speaking to a Chelsea fan on the Brazilian watch-along we did yesterday on this channel, and they were basically saying it's a wage thing. We have a wage structure. So if you go for a 25-year-old, they're probably going to want bigger wages because they're more established in the game. So Chelsea don't mind spending big transfer fees, but their wage structure is why they go for younger players. I still am going to say this about Chelsea. Gittin's good signing, but it's more of the same. Esteval, good signing, but it's more of the same. Pedro, good signing, more of the same. Liam Delap, good signing, more of the same. What's more of the same? Learner drivers. You never seem to want to go for the established Osman or the established Emi Martinez in goal. And I think that, when I look at Chelsea and people say to me, do you think Chelsea can win the league? You can win the league. You've got an amazing squad. You've got an amazing ambition. But I just think you're missing out by not going for 2 or 3 experienced players. I actually think Thiago Silva was a big loss, really. I think that sort of player, world-class experienced player, is exactly what Chelsea need in goal and up front. But they just seem to be locked in on 23 or under. And it's almost like they think they're going to build this team that's going to dominate in 2 or 3 years' time. If it does, I think it'll be the first team in Premier League history that's sort of built a young team and grown it into an experienced team. It's interesting. Personally, I think for years I've been saying get an experienced striker there. But I think Pedro will end up being there. Of course, that could have a knock-on effect for Liverpool if they had any chance of getting Isak. Obviously, it would have been easier if Newcastle had bought Joao Pedro. But I think Newcastle are really struggling to sign players at the moment. So they're certainly not going to look to sell players. Because you can have money in your pocket, but if no one wants to come, what use is that money? So it's probably not that good. I think personally Liverpool will end up with Ekitike. Look, I wouldn't say this on the United stand because people would go bloody mad. But I think if you're asking me what's going to happen in the striker market, I think Ekitike ends up at Liverpool. I think Arsenal end up with Sesko. I think Chelsea end up with Pedro and Delap, and I think Gyökeres ends up at Man United. That's just my feeling on it at the moment. Kwanzaa, I was just reading here actually, Kwanzaa's not had his medical at Leverkusen yet. Apparently that's going to happen tomorrow. Just having a quick look around. Chelsea been offered Emi Martinez. I mean, I think it'd be a good signing, but obviously he's not going to fit their profile. I think they should have got Maignan. I don't know why they didn't bother doing that. I mean, Emi Martinez in goal for Chelsea, I think would improve them massively because of the experience. Darwin Núñez ready to join Napoli this summer, but the Italian club are unwilling to meet Liverpool's 70 million valuation. I mean, I've read that before. I mean, look, I tell you where Liverpool are going to make a bit of money as well with Harvey Elliott. I mean, well done to England under 21s. Player of the tournament, Harvey Elliott, surplus to requirements at Liverpool. That's another pure profit sale they're going to do. But Liverpool wanting 70 million for Darwin Núñez has to be the biggest piss take in the world. I mean, come on. I like Darwin Núñez, but he couldn't hit the ocean from a boat. You can't charge 70 million pounds for Darwin Núñez. I do think he will go somewhere and score a lot of goals, and the Premier League just doesn't suit him. But he's never a 70 million pound player. I mean, if Liverpool get over 50 million for Darwin Núñez, that is just amazing negotiation skills yet again. That would be absolutely fantastic. Newcastle are still close to getting James Trafford in goal. I think they need to get players outfield as well with regards to that. Somebody said to me yesterday, do you want to discuss why John Duran's leaving Al Nassr already after 5 months? I mean, look, from Villa's point of view, what a fantastic bit of business. The fact he's heading out on loan after 5 months, I don't know. I would suspect he hasn't settled and they're not particularly happy with him because the Saudi League is not going to stop doing what it's doing. They've got the World Cup coming up soon and they are going to keep buying players. So it probably just wasn't a good fit, to be honest. But they're still going to keep looking to buy players. Of course they are in the run-up to the World Cup. Talking about World Cups, Club World Cup, I think I'm done. Again, every time I give it a chance, I end up... I mean, I didn't even watch the extra time of that Brazilian game yesterday. I didn't watch Chelsea Benfica, and God, did I judge. I mean, that if you decided not to watch Chelsea Benfica last night, wow, that's like one of them sliding doors moments where you go, that could have been painful. Like, it started at 9 o'clock, it didn't finish until the early hours because of was it a thunderstorm or something? There was only 25,000 people there anyway, and I think by the end of it, there was no one there. The Brazilian game as well wasn't even half full. I I want to give it a chance, and I was thinking about watching the games today, but I'm not going to. I thought when it got to the knockout stage, I would be more interested in it, but I've just realised I can't get into it. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to watch future games, and if I do, I'll let you know and I'll do a watch along, but I just cannot get into it. It's weird. It's really weird. I just can't get into it. And I think it always will be about the integrity. This is not a Club World Cup. It hasn't got the best teams in it. And I just don't think you can't kid people on that. I think that's the problem with it. But enjoy it if you are. I'm not saying don't enjoy it, but I think it's been it's not gone as well as I think they wanted it to. Anyway, get your comments in on everything we've spoken about. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. And look, we're heading into July next week. I think we've had a fantastic June if you're a fan of certain clubs. But I think if you're an Aston Villa, a Man United, a Newcastle, a Spurs, a Brighton, they've got to start doing stuff. Surely they're waiting for the new financial year to do it. And hopefully we'll get a June in July where we've got loads to react to and discuss. I'm sure we will. Thanks for watching. Take care. Speak to you in a bit. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.